Firstly, I was just going to say that I'm the bride, as you know.
Hi, everyone.
But that also means that I don't have to conform to any speech rules. So I'm just going to say what I want. I've got a few thank yous to say. Firstly, to my wonderful family, to Matthew and Kate and Dad. You're all amazing and couldn't have done today without you. And I'm willing to argue with anyone if they think that they have the best family. Because you don't. I have the wedding dress on and therefore I'm right. I also want to say a big thank you to the Thompson family, to Molly, Tony, Lynn. You've been amazing. You've always welcomed me from the first time I met you, and especially to Paul and Paula.
From a very early age, Amy has always made her views known. At the age of 2, she observed Matthew read television all day long. At the age of 3, in a carvery one time, she was given some soup and she said, "I would like some croutons." And at a family Christmas buffet, Christina was loading a plateful for her and Amy said, "I will choose for myself." At 4, while we were cleaning the cooker, she said, "Why are we cleaning it? Who's coming to stay?" And at the age of 5, she said, "When I'm 8, will I still be living at home or will I be a vet?" And Christian said, "No, you'll still be living at home." And she said, "Wrong, I'll be a vet."
I've tried writing a part of my speech several times and, sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you can be normal now, yeah.
Funnily enough, it's been really hard. Like Dad said earlier, it was so nice that we were outrageously organised, as per, and that Mum was able to pick my dress with me. She'd seen everything, she knew the colour scheme, she knew the church, she knew here, she'd met Adam, she'd met your parents, and yeah, I'm just so thankful that you're all here today, even though she's not. And she picked my veil, and a lot of people have said that they really loved the veil, and that was all.
This again was the part for me was the hardest part of the speech to write, because how can I sum up eloquently in words how much she matters to me and how she makes me feel is very hard. And the thing that came to mind was it's just obvious. Everything with you from day one has felt both so exciting and like it always has been. So I would just like to wrap up by saying, well, Amy, I hope that I never take for granted such an amazing, wonderful, kind, generous, so many other words person. The past year has taught us to cherish the time that we have. Thank you. And I am honoured to have spent so many wonderful moments with you already, and I can't wait for a lifetime more.
You are most certainly a numbers person, and I am not. So if any of you check these numbers, you're in trouble. From my calculations as an English student, highly qualified, we've known each other for 1,326 days, and in that time have travelled over 20,000 miles to more than 10 countries. We still have so much of the world to explore, and we'll be travelling a fair few thousand miles in the next few weeks on our honeymoon. Only 3 sleeps left. Oh, can't wait. The past 3 years and 7 months, we've spent countless hours driving up to York, and you have spent more hours than I knew possible to spend on Excel.
It gives me very great pleasure to welcome you all here to Holy Trinity Parish Church here in Mickelgate, in the middle of York and in the middle of the famous Mickelgate Road. Dear people, we have come together in the presence of God to witness the marriage of Amy and Adam. Who brings Amy to be married to Adam?
I do.
Well, there's no doubting that. Would like to come forward.
I, Adam Anthony,
Take you, Amy Louise,
take you, Amy Louise,
to be my wife,
to be my wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold
from this day forward.
from this day forward.
I, Amy Louise,
Take you, Adam Anthony,
take you, Adam Anthony,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward.
from this day forward. I've got hot fingers.
Amy, I give you this ring
Amy, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our marriage.
With my body, I honour you.
With my body, I honour you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
Smooth.
Adam, I give you this ring
Adam, I give you this ring
as a sign of our marriage.
as a sign of our
With
marriage.
my body, I honour you.
With my body, I honour you.
All that I am, I give to you.
All that I am, I give to you.
So, enter Adam. Coincidentally, a York friend of Felix, who was studying with her and in a shared house with Amy in Egham. Adam and Amy have so much in common. Loving musicals, holidays, Disney, cooking, socialising, and bringing the average age of people visiting National Trust properties down considerably. Much in modern life has changed, so I was delighted when Adam phoned me, not texted, phoned me to ask if he could marry Amy before he asked her, which he then subsequently did on bended knee in front of Mickelgate House down in Somerset. Christina and I were delighted to meet Paul and Paula, quickly realising that we were singing from the same joke sheet, so to speak. Although from different sides of the Pennines, we immediately got on well. We share the same sense of humour, and during our first meeting, we found out that before it, we had both told friends that we were going to meet the Fockers. The title of the film about in-laws. Being so organised, Amy and Adam had arranged the key elements of today around 18 months ago, which was wonderful. Christina had been to the church, she'd been to this hotel. She was with Amy when they bought this stunning dress, and they discussed lots of details about today, so it was great. So I'm very proud of you both. You've both been so supportive.
So I met Adam about 8 years ago. We actually were discussing this earlier at the University of Durham. And for those who haven't been, it's just this beautiful city. It's cobbled streets, quirky buildings. They filmed some of Harry Potter there. There's loads of people wearing Jack Wills and tweed. I actually lived on the floor above Adam, but I didn't meet him in college. Met him in the Subway restaurant at 2 a.m. on Prevens Bridge on the first night of university. For those who care, he recommended the Subway Club with double cheese. It's where good friendships are built. But to cut a long story short, a couple of weeks later we were introduced slightly more sober. And we realised we actually had a lot in common. And we shared a similar sense of humour. We had the same ideals. We both did subjects that didn't have a lot of contact hours. And we really got on. So we agreed, slightly more inebriated, to share a room the following term, and we became fast friends. And with that, it really gives me no greater pleasure than to say thank you for listening. And it's been an absolute honour to speak and to thank you all for coming together to celebrate Mr. and Mrs. Thompson's wedding. And if you could all join me in standing up and join me in toasting the bride and groom, the new Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, with what I'm sure will be a long and happy marriage.